Many thanks for staying with KTN News Center. Now, exactly 20 years ago today, Kenya witnessed the heinous attack during the 7th August 1998 bomb blast that saw more than 200 people killed and about 4,000 injured. And today there is a commemoration ceremony taking place at the Memorial Park, and it's taking place right now. Let's just cross over and follow the proceedings.
Mary Wanjiro Muriuki, Robert Migwi Muriuki, Ruth Mukai Musioka, Wilson Kipkorir Mutai, Florence Mwende Mudhawa, Josephine Nzelani Mutinda, Catherine Ndume Mutua, Caroline Karambu Mutuiri, Gloria Nkadha Mtuiri, Jeffrey Munyiri Mutunga, Patrick Karaoke Muturi, Emmanuel Nyaga Muturia, Gabriel Mwadime, Pamela Mboya Mwange, Harrison Njoguna Mwangi, Roslyn Wanjiko Mwangi, Samuel Githua Mwangi, Simon Njema Mwangi, Moses Ashton Mwani, Anna Momboa Mwaniki, Abdallah Musioka Mwilu, Elizabeth Nyarosto Nahale, Jeffrey Moses Namai, Moses Andika Namai, Mary Nyagudhi Ndirangu, Simon Kinuthia Ndirangu, Caroline Atieno Ndola, Martin Kirathe Ndwati, Julius Ndulu, Edwin Paul Ndumbi, Ephraim Kingori Ndungu, Peter Njoroge Ndungu, Joyce Njeri Nganga, Lois Njeri Nganga, John Mwangi Ngaragari, Peter Kavau Masharia Ngoge, Jacinta Njoki Njau, Abei Mutegi Njiru, Agatha Ann Njoki, Catherine Wambara Njoroge, Francis Ndungu Njoroge, Grace Nyambura Njoroge, William Waithaka Njoroge, Francis Kibe Njuguna, Godfrey Mushori Njuguna, Patrick Mbiu Njuguna, Francis Mbogo Njunge, Michael Odwor Nyademba, Vincent Kamau Nyoike, Johnson Chimeu Nzioka, Janet Ndomi Nzioka, Magdalene Mbithe Nzioka, Joseph Ngove Nzwili, Margaret Atieno Obonya, Ainea Joshua Obonyo, Frederick Ezra Ocheng, Francis Olewe Ochilo, Lawrence Olum Ochola, Anne Michelle O'Connor, Duncan Otieno Odhiambo, John Oduor Odhiambo, Morris Okach Ogola, Patricia Atieno Ogola, Michael Ocheng Okeo, Godfrey Orono Okuru, Simon Otieno Olang, Dominic Otieno Olango, Sherry Lynn Olds, Hanson Nyabera Omae, Emma Adhiambo Omolo, Edwin Opio Omori, Enoch S.K. Omweno, Cecilia Mamboleo Ratemo, Ruth Mokami Rungu, Timothy Odhiambo Sande, Utamial Thomas Shah, Farhat M. Sheikh, Hassan Jarso Soka, Shadrach Nyaga Vitu, Felistas Njeri Dhuo, Phaedra Vrontamitis, Gloria Wangeshi Washira, Shadrach Mwangi Wagayo, James Mwangi Wainaina, Bonita Achola Wainga, Adams Titus Wamai, Anne Mombi Wambogu, John Gitau Wamutwe, David Soita Wanambasha, Margaret Wamboi Wangethi, Mercy Wanjiko, George Irungu Wanjohi, John Mwangi Wanyoike, Margaret Wasike, Sabina Watiri, Margaret Njeri Waweru, Catherine Mukethi Weyama, Anne Mumo Zakei. And in Tanzania on that day, Abdul Rahman Mohammed Abdullah, Elia Elisha Paul, Ramadhani Hussein Mahundi, Abdallah Mohammed.
Right, that is the commemoration ceremony taking place at the August 7th Memorial Park here in Nairobi. We want to wind down News Center right now, but I'll leave you with that program that is proceeding from that side. And my colleague Nicholas Wambua is coming to take over with Leo Mashinani. Do enjoy your viewing and stay with us. My name is Sharon Omanyi. Have a good morning.
Saidi Hassan Siad Aimosaria Y Mzee. Ladies and gentlemen, may we please stand and observe a moment's silence. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now about to hear two speeches. Representing the government of Kenya is Ambassador Martin Kimani, Special Envoy for Countering Violent Extremism.
Good morning. Your Excellency Ambassador Godek and Mrs. Godek, victims and survivors of this heinous attack, distinguished representatives from the diplomatic corps, fellow officials from the government of Kenya, and officials from the U.S. Embassy and other embassies represented here, ladies and gentlemen, and of course the staff of the August 7 Memorial and the Board of Trustees. I greet you on this very important day and wish to share the following words on behalf of the government of Kenya. Today, the world commemorates the 20th anniversary of the heinous 7th August 1998 attacks on the U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania. As Kenyans, we remember and honor those who were killed during the attacks and the thousands who were injured. On that day, the perpetrator, Al-Qaeda's appetite and ambition for large-scale attacks grew. Since then, large parts of the world have endured repeated attacks by terrorists. The attacks on the embassies revealed an enemy who demanded our interdependence be translated into collective, coordinated counterterrorism and inclusive counter-extremism, rooted in a spirit of solidarity and respect. 20 years later, Kenyans are proud to be fighting alongside our allies and friends for the safety and security of our families, our communities, and our country. Our will as a people has been manifested in increased resources, coordination, training, and implementation of whole-of-government strategies to strengthen the operational means of countering terrorists. The result has been a sharp reduction in the number and severity of terrorist attacks. The threat remains, requiring continued vigilance, but our determined efforts have fundamentally blunted the ability of terrorist actors to destroy the fabric of our social, religious, and political life. Today, more than was the case 20 years ago, Kenya is a much stronger democracy whose different religions coexist in harmony. We are governed through a people-driven constitution that has positively transformed the relationship between citizens and government. Devolution has brought government closer to the people, ensuring that its services are more responsive to local needs and priorities. Our rights and liberties are protected and respected. In fact, Kenya is one of the rare countries that has continued to protect and extend its civil liberties even while on the front lines of global terrorism. These transformative changes, combined with strengthened counterterrorism, testify to our success in frustrating the ambitions of our enemies. Going forward, we must continue limiting the ability of terrorists to successfully prosecute large-scale attacks and control territory. We must do more to strengthen the respect and embrace of human differences, be they racial, religious, ethnic, or cultural. The global economy must promise ready access to shared prosperity and opportunities in every corner of the globe. These combined actions will dry up the pockets of desperation and exclusion that have offered terrorist groups rich recruiting opportunities as local grievances are grafted onto their global ideologies. Kenya, as we have done for the past 20 years, will play its part. We shall continue to take the fight to our enemies while standing firmly with our many friends and allies. We will continue to demonstrate our determination to remain a free people living together with respect for one another. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. May God bless Kenya and all the peoples and countries throughout the world who have experienced the cruelty and injustice of terrorism.
Representing the government of the United States of America is Ambassador Robert F. Godek.
Kenyan Special Envoy for Countering Violent Extremism, NCTC Director, Ambassador Martin Kamani, Chairman, members of the board, staff of the August 7th Memorial Trust, survivors, colleagues, friends, good morning. 20 years ago today, evil showed its terrible face in Kenya and in Tanzania. In the middle of a busy Friday morning, Al-Qaeda terrorists exploded bombs outside the U.S. embassies here in Nairobi and in Dar es Salaam. Their horrific attack killed close to 250 people and injured nearly 5,000. In an awful moment the lives of thousands changed forever, as did the lives of their families and friends. Today, we remember and mourn those who were killed, and we stand with all who were injured or touched by this brutal attack. As many of you know, my wife Lori and I were in Kenya and assigned to the U.S. Embassy when the bomb blast occurred. We saw personally the trauma and the tragedy of that day and its aftermath. But we also saw the heroism, compassion, and selflessness of the embassy staff, Kenyan citizens, and friends from countries around the world. Our embassy staff and many Kenyans who were nearby that tragic morning responded to the attack with immense personal courage. They worked tirelessly, taking great risks to save lives and help the injured. Side by side, they rescued those who needed help. They retrieved the dead, and they began the process of recovery and rebuilding. We also saw the bravery of Kenyan emergency and medical personnel and special teams who rushed from the United States and other countries to assist. As ambassador, I'd like to express my deep personal appreciation and that of the United States for the courage of so many that day, including some who are here with us this morning. In the moments and days that followed the blast, your heroism stands in tribute to compassion and to all that is best in humanity. I want to thank as well all those who helped to build and maintain this powerful and poignant memorial to those we lost. We will always remember. As we reflect on the attack, we know that Al-Qaeda had not one but three terrible goals. Their immediate purpose was to kill and destroy, but they had more in mind. They sought to divide us, to divide friends, to divide Kenya and the United States, and they sought to undermine the values we hold dear, to destroy civilization itself and replace it with a nightmare of oppression. Tragically, in the years since the bombing, Al-Qaeda and other terrorist groups have continued their savage assault on humanity. In far too many places around the world, they've pursued their attacks, from New York to Paris, to Bali, to Garissa, to the mall at Westgate. The terrorists have followed their murderous agenda. But today, on the 20th anniversary of the attacks here in Nairobi and in Dar es Salaam, we say clearly and loudly that although we have suffered, we are not beaten. We will never let those who traffic in death and destruction defeat us. Will the terrorists